Drivers ready, clean racing coming, sound of the tone. All right, there we are. Good start, good start. Korgae Scales leading them around. A little bit of carnage. Sounds like coming into that mini step down. Work together, work together. As your leaders make their way into the rhythm section for the first time, it's Korgae, Blake, and Mark pulling away a little bit from the leaders. Dan and Steve 4-5, then Alex 6, Thomas 7, Craig 8, Paul 9, Matt 10, Cole 11, Wade 12. And now Blake and Korgae pulling away a little bit more. This is reminiscent of that four-wheel drive main where Blake was hunting down your leader, putting some pressure on him. Oh, but then it rolls it over right there. So now big gap there for Korgae out in front. Vlad already instantly regretting his idea to volunteer marshal. With 1 down and 5 to go, it's Korgae, Blake, and Steve in your top 3. Alex and Thomas top 5. Craig, Paul, Matt, Mark, Cole your top 10. Dan and Wade the rest of that running order. Blake, Steven, Alex, Korgae, Craig, Mark, Paul, Thomas. Now Cole, Dan, Thomas, Matt, and Wade. So Blake does have that top spot now. Didn't see where Korgae made a mistake, but it was a lap ago where he goes 28-second lap. We have a small 10 to 15 minute break following this one. As Blake and Steven now battle out for that top spot. Korgae back up to 3. Alex and Craig Shepard 4 and 5. Paul up to 6. Mark down to 7. As your leaders battle to that tricky back right section now. Wade, be aware you'll have leaders on you shortly. Thank you, Wade. So Blake Bell leading him around in this one. Believe he's running that X-ray buggy out in front. Down that drop down of death on the right-hand side into the double, triple. Korgae now up to 2. Nope, Steve's still running 2, sorry. Steve running 2. Steve has a couple of different bodies here this weekend, so tough for me to really pick up on a paint scheme. As your leader with some breathing room. It was 1.3, now it's 2.2, but Korgae starting to reel in Steven now with 2:30 to go, so 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. Blake, Steven, Korgae, Craig, and Alex, your top 5. Mark, Dan, Cole, Paul, and Matt, your top 10. Thomas, 11. Wade in the 12. So Blake about halfway through the track there, coming down that drop down again, coming into this tricky little rhythm section. Korgae has gotten by Steven now for the 2. And Shepard now putting pressure on Steve, Alex, and Mark in tow with him, Dan as well. So it's kind of a 5-car battle for 3 through 7 there. With 1:30 to go on the clock, your leader comes across for another lap. That gap was 3.8 last time. We'll see if Korgae's shrunk it at all. 3.8 remains the gap with 1:25 on the race clock. As Healey jumps off track, loses a couple of positions. Shepard goes upside down in the sweeper there, so he's going to lose 3-4 spots. Uh-oh, Blake brakes on the landing of the triple. There was no contact. It was just a hard flat land. It's in the back end. The dog bone is out. So Korgae Scales is going to, if he can get by for one more, move into that top position. Oh, that is a shame as Blake just flatlands. Nothing big there on that one, but that dog bone's going to pop out on him. And when the arm breaks, just wasn't able to hold on for that last minute. So Korgae Scales, Alex moves up to the 2 now from the 7. Steve, Mark, Dan, Cole, Paul, Blake, Craig, Matt, and Wade. Final 15 seconds of this one. As your leader. Coming to the line right now, and he will take the win in A1 on a 16-lap run. Looks like Alec is going to hang on to that 2 spot. It'll be Mark Starling moving up to the 3 ahead of Steven. As Paul and Dan battle to the line there, it'll be Paul winning and Dan taking the 6. Cole, Thomas, and Craig all done, all stop, all done, all stop. All right, guys, we'll go just about 11:40 maybe. We'll do 11:40 for the start of Novice A2, 11:40.